Okay, now I've talked you into building a storage facility, and now at least in your mind you've figured out where you're going to build it, which market, which submarket. Now let's talk about what you're going to build. What kind of storage facility are you going to build? There are roughly two types today. One, we've all seen them, the 4-story box. Doesn't sound too glamorous, but that's basically what it is. 4-story building, got some windows showing. You see the doors through the windows. And the other is the traditional one-level facility. There are variations in between, but let's just stay with those two for the time being. Normally, this is decided by the piece of ground you end up buying. If you go out to, I hate to use the term greenfield because I'd rather you not build in a greenfield location, but out on the edge of development, you'd like to draw a circle around your facility and have rooftops in all 4 quadrants. Well, let's say it is a suburban location. You might be able to afford 3.5 acres of ground in a suburban location to build a storage facility and make the numbers work. If you can do that, then I'm still of the opinion, build it single level, because most customers would still like to drive up to their facility, open their trunk, or pull whatever they've got out of their truck and put right into their unit without having to go through a loading dock situation, get on an elevator, go up to the 4th floor. But with that said, there are many beautiful, very functional, very profitable storage facilities around the country that are 4, 5, 6 stories, 3 stories, a vertical building, if you will. So let this be determined by your cost of ground. You can build a vertical building on 2/3 of an acre, something that's very small. And that's what you end up with in an environment that's infill. In a large market, dense population, people are used to going vertically in a market like that anyway. So getting on an elevator, taking their stuff up to the 4th floor is not a big deal. Question. Yes, the question is, what's the cost differential? The vertical building normally is going to be more expensive. It costs more to build. As I suggested, the land might be a little bit more expensive as well. The lease up shouldn't change. The lease up should be about the same. But you could look at the vertical building costing maybe 30, 40% more than the horizontal building. But of course, you're going to be in an infill location where presumably you're going to get higher rents, and that will justify it. Build today what is thought of as a state-of-the-art facility. Don't cheapen up on building climate control. You got to build some climate control units. Have a nice office. Put some whistles and bells on it, if you will, for marketing reasons. Be sure to do things that appeal to your commercial customers because they stay longer. They accept, those rate increases that you tend to pass along. They accept those more readily sometimes than your residential customer. Just remember, 50% of our customers are people who are moving. And so build your storage facility with that in mind. Those are 2 customers I think you should think about when you're building your facility, designing your facility, the commercial customer and the person who's moving. But that also brings up another point. Make sure you have a good architect and get your management company on early. The management company will be the, who's left with what you build. They've got to lease it up for you. They've got to make it successful for you. They're who you're looking toward to make this a successful real estate development. So get the management company on board immediately after deciding that you've got your site under control, you've got your entitlements either in hand or on the horizon, and you're starting to, at home at night, draw it out yourself. Well, stop doing that. Hire a good architect and get your management company on board and let those 2 work together to make big decisions for you, just like mix. How many 10 by 10s do you need? How much climate control space do you need versus NCC or non-climate control? So let those 2 work together. And it'd be good if your architect has done storage before. There are plenty of good architects around the country who specialize in storage, have done many over the years. So build a nice facility, build it for your customer, but don't let your ego get involved. Don't go over the top with what you might build. I see this from time to time. I've seen facilities with original artwork on the walls in the office with, marble floors, granite tops, all kinds of money that's spent that you're never going to get a return for. Make it look nice, make it functional, but just don't go over the top with your budget when in fact probably the only person that's doing anything for is yourself. Keep the ego out of the development of your storage facility. Okay, let's take a break there, and we'll move on to how to finance and who should manage in our next segments.